Good evening, my dear friends. Here is program to know Spiritism number 35. And today we are going to continue studying the problems that surrounds us. I choose a message from Chico Xavier that we are going to read and commentate. We are welcoming everyone from Kardec Radio in Virginia, also Discover Spiritism, and DSN, Discover Spiritism Network, and Spiritism Dissemination in Florida. The chapter was the chapter 10, and the title was Patient. But first, Chico Xavier commented about the situation. He wrote, apprehensions and conflicts. A large number of disillusioned brothers and sisters gathered during our evening duties. Many came from towns far away, but they all presented the same concern, apprehensions and conflicts. We had a friendly discussion about the multitude of choices presented to us in life. When the meeting started, the Gospel according to Spiritism offered us the comforting pages of Item 7, Chapter 9, for analysis and reflection on the theme of patience. Fraternal reminder was the message we received at the end of our activities. And what was that? Chico Xavier was talking about the meeting that he twice a week had in the Grupo Espírita da Prece, the Spiritist group of prayer in Uberaba, Minas Gerais. And before the reunion, the meeting was taking place, he noted that many people from all over the places, from different and faraway towns, they were all very apprehended, with apprehensions and also with conflicts. And so that they talked about this theme. And before the reunion, he opened up the item 7 of chapter 9 for the Gospel according to Spiritism, that reminded everyone about the necessity of patience, especially in those different and difficult times of trials and struggles. So that this is very much a subject that we all are living nowadays. We all are facing nowadays all over the world because of the crisis, the world crisis on the coronavirus spreading. And most of us, I believe more than half or even more of this, of the population now are stranded in their homes and doing social distance and working from home like I am. Marco Gandra here also in his home, he is recording this for you. And we are all struggling to do our works and to stay in our pace of our daily life. And we must be in ourselves with a lot of patience and understanding. But let's see what Emmanuel wrote in this reunion in Uberaba, Emmanuel, as you know, is the guide, Chico Xavier guide, and he always wrote his message in the end of the works. Those reunions, those meetings were psychographic meetings. They were held on the first one on Friday and the second one on Saturday from 8 p.m. until 4 a.m. the next morning. And in all this time, Chico Xavier psychographic letters from the spirits to their families. And after this work, he had always a mentor or a guide like Emmanuel writing the message of consolation, or also the instructed message. At this night in Uberaba, Emmanuel wrote the message, Fraternal Reminder. And so that he wrote, how many times you ask for guidance in the experience of life? You frequently appeal to the spirituality, weighted down by afflictions and disappointments, as if crushed by stones of despair. However, on most occasions, the divine remedy to overcome such concerns is already enriching your experiences in life. Who among us ignores the imperative need for patience during the unsettling circumstances that assault us in our evolutionary journeys? Such a simple recommendation, this is, one would object. That this reminder expresses nothing else but the obvious, so preordained to everyone in their evolution as the humdrum of daily life itself. However, that which is evident is not always the easiest to accomplish. The practice of good is an indispensable light in the pursuit of happiness. We all know that. Nevertheless, who among us can kindle it without effort? Spontaneous assistance to others is a safe foundation. That is irrefutable. Yet, how long will we spend on the complete learning of such message? In every obstacle to conquer, and in all shadows to extinguish, let us engage patience in the service of the heart. Patience that applied to tolerance and understanding in all the trials and struggles that the world presents to us. Progress may vertiginously follow the adventures of intelligence on earth when it comes to the material nature of our realizations. However, without the lubricant of patience in the machinery of our relationships with each other, the speed in the physical world will frequently do nothing but dry out the gears of life, precipitating us rather often towards instability or disaster, fatigue or perturbation. if you aspire to find safe directives that may guarantee stability to your home or social group. If you aim at being the most efficient at the work entrusted to you, if you really want to support your beloved ones, and if you effectively want to live with tranquility and produce abundantly, cultivate patience during moments of tribulations and problems that recur on your path, whatever they are. For it's only through the constant exercise of patience that we will find within us a peaceful territory in which we will edify the everlasting kingdom of love. Emmanuel, through the medium Chico Xavier in Uberaba, Minas Gerais. This is so much needed today. The subject of this message is very, very important for nowadays problems, because we are in this hurricane center all over the world, the center of this trial and struggles that we all face with the coronavirus problem. Our cities are shut down. We are stranded at home, and we must maintain a certain distance towards our beloved ones and family members, and also friends. All of our activities, professional ones and spiritual ones, are being also modified. And this is the message that I opened up a little before we record this program, so that I could be inspired by our mentors. And they showed me this message by Emmanuel, fraternal reminder. This is really a fraternal reminder by the Spirit of Emmanuel towards all of us, all of our hearts and minds, our apprehensions and conflicts that emerged in this crisis. As Chico Xavier himself explained before he psychographed this message, a large number of us are disillusioned brothers and sisters. We came from different towns, different countries, different places, but we all presented the same concern around our apprehensions and conflicts now. So that Chico Xavier told us that he received this beautiful message from the Spirit of Emmanuel, the message that I just read to you, a fraternal reminder. And Emmanuel is reminding us that we must be calm, that we must be patient, because always when we appeal to the spirituality with afflictions and disappointments, crushed by all kinds of problems, on most occasions, the divine remedy is already in our reach, so that we can experience a better understanding of our life, of our existence, and we must understand that all trials and sufferings are for our own good. And we should not ignore the imperative of patience. This is a milestone. Patience in all times of crisis is something that we should hold on and stay with calm, tranquility, peace of mind, understanding that everything will pass. Every trial, every suffering, every crisis will pass. Everything is temporary. So this is, as he told us, someone must could say this is obvious, but the obvious is usually the most needed thing that we should follow. Because the evidence is that not always the easiest things is to we have an easy way to accomplish. The practice of good, says Emmanuel, is an indispensable light in the pursuit of happiness. We all know that. Nevertheless, who among us can kindle it without effort? We must do our best, all our efforts to understand our role in society. And our role in society is to make good to others, is to reach other sufferings, other afflictions, to give them hope, give them peace of mind, give them help, so that we are, in one sense, helping us and giving peace of mind for us and giving for us the peace and tranquility that we all should seek. So spontaneous assistance to others is a safe foundation, is a safe haven. That's why we must practice charity, fraternity, solidarity, because this is our safe ground. This is our safe foundation, because we must not be egoistic, selfish, proud. We must be integrated in the society. That, as Emmanuel says, is irrefutable. Yet, how long will we spend on the complete learning of such message? No one knows, but we are in the right path. The path that was given to us by Jesus Christ our Lord. The path of truth, the path of love, and the path of forgiveness. So every obstacle that we conquer is something that the shadows extinguish. So let us engage patience in the service of the heart. Our heart must embrace patience in those times of need, in those times of crisis, in those times of transition. Patience applied to tolerance and understanding in all the trials and struggles that the world presents to us. This is very beautiful saying, and we must understand that and put this in our hearts and minds so that we can feel it and we can think of it and make it a practical way of living for us. So he says, if we aspire to find safe directives that may guarantee stability to our home or social group, if we aim at being the most efficient at the work entrusted to us, if we really want to support our beloved ones, and if we effectively want to live with tranquility and produce abundantly, we must cultivate patience during those moments of tribulations and problems that recur on our path, whatever they are. For it is only through the constant exercise of patience that we will find within us a peaceful territory in which we will edify the everlasting kingdom of love. So that's the word. That's the word that Emmanuel, through Chico Xavier, gave us. And I'm sure he was inspired by Paul of Tarsus, as we have this revelation from Chico Xavier. And in his hand, Paul of Tarsus, of course, was inspired by Jesus himself. So we are receiving, in a sense, in a way, the word of Jesus through Chico Xavier to us directly to our hearts and minds. And so that I wish we all can understand that and feel it and put it in practice. This is our program to know Spiritism number 35. And I hope you all have a very good night. And next week, we are going to continue to study this wonderful doctrine, the Spiritist doctrine that Jesus himself gave us as the consoler. I'll see you again at Kardec Radio, and see you again at Spiritism Dissemination, and also at DSN, Discovery Spiritism Network. From Belo Horizonte, Brazil, this is Geraldo Lemos Neto and Marco Gandra. See you. Bye-bye.